Yo, what is going on, guys? So we've got a banger of an episode for you here today. We are going to be taking a look at divorced women, showing us why exactly they can't get a man. You know, you have a lot of these women jumping on TikTok. You have divorced women, single mothers, girls who are regretting hookup culture. You have womanists complaining. Okay, all of these girls basically in the same boat of, why can't I seem to land a man? Well, guys, we're going to be taking a look at that here on today's episode and talking about why a lot of these women are divorced, why a lot of them can't seem to find a dude. But, you know, as always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and let's just jump right into today's videos.
3 things I have learned through dating after divorce. 1, do not project your past ex's toxic traits onto your new partner. They are not them. We have these triggers and these responses of like, oh, that means this, and this means this, and that means they are going to be just like my ex. Don't do that. Don't project. Give them the chance. Give them the opportunity to show that they are not your ex. They are not that person.
Okay, so red flag number 1 is when you have women complain about their ex-husbands and say, oh, well, you know, he was toxic, he was a narcissist, he has all of these red flags. If this guy had all of these red flags, why did you marry him in the first place? This is something also that single mothers seem to do a lot. They say, well, you know, my baby daddy, okay, he's got all of these things wrong with him, but you decided to have a child with him. You decided to have a marriage with him. So the first thing that we always have to do in these videos when we record them is we always have to paint ourselves to be the victim, right? The dude's the bad guy, he's toxic, he has red flags. When statistically speaking, these women are absolutely blowing men out of the water when it comes to who is initiating divorces, right? So if he's such a terrible person, why did you marry him in the first place? Right? Women are incentivized to leave these relationships because they can take the men for a lot of their crap.
Number 2, asking your relationship needs to be met is not selfish. Basic communication, honesty, trustworthiness, all these things are bare minimum. You are not being selfish by saying, I need better communication, or I want more quality time together, or whatever it may be. You asking for that and expecting that other person to step up is not selfish.
I mean, it could be. Number 1, what if the dude is busy? What if he doesn't have any more spare time to have quality time with you? But I agree with the premise, okay? Honesty, trustworthiness, communication, these are all fantastic qualities. My question to these women is, if these are qualities that you look for in a man, why have your previous relationships never had them? You notice how when these women go up in age and they start to get divorced, or they're looking for, you know, some sucker to marry, that's when we start looking for these characteristics like honesty and trustworthiness, but never before then, right? We could go out with all the bad boys up until then, but now we need something. Now it's a little bit different. But you know what else is really questionable about these videos, guys, is the amount of filters that these women use. Obviously, their skincare is terrible, which brings us to today's video sponsor, Tiege Hanley. So guys, Tiege Hanley is a skincare company that helps men start and maintain a skincare routine by making the entire process really simple. It is literally the best skincare system for guys like you and me, and although you may not be an animated vampire, I know that you will love it too. The best way to start with Tiege Hanley is with their level 1 system, which is what I currently use, and it comes with all of the basics. You get a daily face wash to get rid of all the dirt and grime on your skin. You get a 2 times per week exfoliating scrub to get rid of the dead skin. You get an AM moisturizer with SPF 20 to help with sun exposure, and you also get a PM moisturizer so that you stay healthy and hydrated throughout the night. Tiege Hanley is great because every single box comes with an instruction card that literally tells you when to use each product, how much of each product to use, and in exactly what order. There's absolutely no thinking involved. They make it super simple, so even if you are a male feminist watching this, there's a high likelihood that even you have the IQ to use this skincare system properly. And guys, Tiege Hanley is the first sponsor I have ever had on this channel aside from myself, and the reason why I chose them, despite the fact that I get bombarded with sponsorship opportunities, is because I actually use them and they've improved the quality of my skin. They have tons of 5-star reviews on their website from customers in different places all over the world. And not only do you get amazing skin, but as a member of Tiege Hanley, you also get a lot of benefits. You get 20% off of the retail price. You have the ability to customize your box. deals that nobody else gets, the ability to pause or cancel your order at any time, and if you live in the US, you also get free US shipping. And guys, because Teach Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they are offering you a great deal. Just click the first link in the description and you'll get 30% off of your first box plus a free gift. As a special bonus, the free gift includes either a stylish dop kit or a high quality towel. So don't miss out on this deal and click that link to get started today. But back to today's episode.
And if they can't give that to you, don't take it personally. That person has their own set of expectations, experiences, traumas that they're dealing with. And so if they can't meet those relationship needs, don't take it personally. Probably just not your person. Third, just be your true, genuine, authentic, goofy, weird, silly self. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to talk about your insecurities. It's okay to not like reading books if they read books. The second you start deciding, like, I can just change this one thing about me, wrong guy, okay? Because the right guy is going to love you exactly for the way you are.
Something else really interesting about these videos is the reason why this woman says this, you know, oh, you don't want to change yourself, blah, 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 is because this is what women do when they really like a bad boy, okay? When they come across a man that they really like, who's super attractive, what they'll do is they'll change themselves. They'll lie about what they're interested in. You know, her music will become, your music will become her favorite music, okay? She'll say she's into cars when she's not. She'll start doing things that she doesn't ordinarily do if she's actually interested in you. So this woman is encouraging the complete opposite, right? And I just want to highlight that for a second, because the bad boys, the guys with all of the red flags, the super attractive guys, blah, 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 these dudes basically get the best treatment from women. Women literally change themselves and everything they're interested in for this guy to like her. But now that we need an actual man, a good guy with good values, etc., oh, we're not changing crap. He has to accept me the way that I am, or he's not the one for me. Really interesting how that works, right? The hot dudes, the really attractive men, they get the best treatment and the best version of you, right? Even if it's dishonest. But the good guys, they're expected to take you how you are and take it, you know, just either you take it or you leave it type attitude. Really interesting. Let's continue to the next clip. This one's terrifying, by the way. So this is another divorced woman, 2023, and she's going to tell us about her process of dating in her 40s.
Recently divorced and sharing all the craziness that I'm learning trying to date in 2023. The biggest thing I find is it is crazy the amount of men who try to get into my inbox, friend request me, private message me, Snapchat me with full-ass girlfriends or wives in their profile pictures and all over their social media.
Okay, red flag number 457 is people who advertise their, you know, the interest that the other gender has in them, right? Women seem to get this idea. This woman is literally 40 plus years of age, by the way, guys. Like, it's crazy that the filters and the makeup, you can never even tell what age these people are anymore. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a lot of these women, they get this idea in their head that making videos of themselves talking about how many dudes are in their inbox is somehow a good thing. Any dude with self-respect is going to look at you and say, why would I date her? Why is she even talking about this? Why is she talking about the amount of men in her inbox? And they'll always try and brush it off with some sort of reason that makes them look good. Okay, like, oh, I'm just exposing the dudes who have wives and girlfriends, and that's why I bring it up. But at the end of the day, they bring it up because they want to make themselves appear valuable. But at the end of the day, it just makes them, you know, appear really silly.
Add them as a friend, converse with them, try to get that out of them. No, absolutely not. I want nothing to do with that. What that shows me is, one, you have no respect for your girlfriend or wife. Two, you have no respect for me to think that I would want to get involved in any of that mess. And three, it shows me that you're not a man. Because A, you're not fixing the crap at home before you try to get out, or you're not man enough to divorce that person and be done with it and put the whole situation out of its misery before you move on.
Okay, so I'm not defending cheating or whatever. Like, if these dudes are in marriages, etc., obviously that's pretty cringe. But the problem with this is that a lot of guys, they have really drawn out divorces because these things take forever. The woman can make it an absolute pain in the ass. And also because men actually lose a lot in a divorce. Like, a lot of guys understand that well, if I divorce this woman right now, I'm going to lose all of my crap. I'm going to lose my children. I'm going to have to pay her money while she goes out and she gets with another dude, right? There's so much more in this, but yeah, obviously cheating is absolutely cringe, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. I also think that this woman is lying a good amount about the amount of dudes in her inbox. Like, yes, women get dudes in their inboxes and stuff like this. But again, these videos are just made for validation from strangers on the internet. And I guarantee you, like, it's really funny. Have you guys seen these groups popping up recently where women will basically get into groups for their city or their area or whatever and talk about men and say, oh, well, they share dating notes, right? They go in there and they say, well, I'm in a relationship with John. Has anyone else had experience with John X? And then all the other women in the group basically share their dating experience and stuff like this. It's really quite funny because what you realize is that these women are not loyal to one another. They don't care. They will happily date the same dude, multiple of them at the same time. And it really is quite funny. I don't believe these women who say, well, I don't want to step on any toes, etc. I guarantee you women like this have dated dudes who are married before or in relationships. In fact, if you're a dude who's married or you're in a relationship, this actually makes you more attractive to women. But let's keep going.
I have enough crap in my life. I'm trying to fix my own problems and traumas and my own, red flags.
40 years of age, divorced, still working on trauma and her own red flags. That is crazy. Like, just absolutely crazy to think about, but of course that's why she's in the situation that she's in, right? That's why she's 40 plus years of age, she's still single. It's because she has all of these things going on in her life, and that's just the way it is, right? And I don't know, does this woman have lip filler, fake teeth, nails? Like, her whole entire face is completely fake. And I don't bring that up to roast her, guys, but it just shows you that there are a lot of things that are just straight up red flags.
So I don't need you to bring yours to me. I cannot even tell you how many men are in my inbox right now trying to friend request me with women in their profile pictures. And I'm not
Okay, I'm believing her less and less as she brings it up more and more.
I'm talking mama, sisters, kids, or anything. I'm talking full-ass girlfriends and wives. Don't do it. I highly recommend you avoid me like the plague because I am a girl. I promise you, if a girl messages me, says, has my man messaged you? Has he this? Has he that? Well, I'm going to tell. And I'm not going to have any regrets about it because you came to me and put me in that situation. So be prepared. You might want to avoid me. I am not that girl.
Anytime a girl says she's not that girl, she is that girl. Right, it's kind of like the same thing as women going on Tinder or like Bumble or whatever the thing is nowadays, and they put things in their bio like, oh, I'm not into hookups, or you have to take me out on dates, etc. You just know that these same women who are saying these things and putting these things in their bio are the easiest people, right? They're the ones who go for the hookups. They're the ones that don't need the dinner dates. I don't believe these videos where you have women saying that, oh, I don't date dudes who are in relationships or marriages or anything like that. I think regular people would understand this kind of goes without saying, but here we are on TikTok.
Things I wish people would have told me after I got divorced. That being single is a choice. It's very easy to distract yourself with dating apps and swipe and just go on random dates. I'm speaking from experience, I did this. But then you're left empty and wondering, why am I doing this? Because you're numbing the pain. You're distracting yourself so you don't have to sit in it. And that can only last so long before it just starts catching up with you and biting you in the ass.
Okay, this is amazing already. What are we, like 20 seconds into this? So you can see this little thing here. It says one-on-one coaching available. This tells me that she is a dating coach, right? So let's just run the information that we have, okay? We have here a woman who's probably 40 plus years of age, late 30s, have no idea, but probably 40 plus. Is divorced, and she basically has, after her divorce, gone out and got with a whole bunch of dudes. This is the equivalent of someone who's broke, who's never had a cent in their entire life, giving you their opinion on how you should invest your money. It is absolutely worthless. These are people who don't have, she doesn't have a long-term successful marriage, okay? She doesn't have that. She's literally a divorced woman. And people try and say the same thing about men, right? They're like, well, why? I don't like dating coaching regardless, right? But people will try and say the same thing about men. Oh, how can men give dating advice if you're not in a long-term monogamous married relationship? But what people fail to realize is that marriages and, to an extent, long-term relationships are not things that benefit men. These are things that benefit women. These are things that incentivize women for leaving, and men are penalized for even if the woman decides to leave. Right? So it's kind of really interesting how you have these girls who have failed at every relationship, they're divorced, they've gone through a whole bunch of dudes, they still can't keep a guy, and yet they're out here comfortably giving dating advice to women. And I can guarantee you, women who, you know, who follow these pages and continue to take their advice are going to be worse off for it. They're inevitably going to do the exact same things that these women, you know, say that they don't do anymore.
And that can only last so long before it just starts catching up with you and biting you in the ass. So then you have to sit and
Yeah, right. I'm going to play that back because that was pretty funny. Let's take a listen.
why am I doing this? Because you're numbing the pain. You're distracting yourself so you don't have to sit in it. And that can only last so long before it just starts catching up with you and biting you in the ass.
Right. So translation, we went out there after we got divorced. We had a whole bunch of fun. But now it's biting us in the backside. Why is it biting us in the backside? Because we don't have commitment from a man. That's the problem, right? It's all sunshine and rainbows and ha 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 fun, right? Until we start to get to a certain age, and then it's like, oh crap, I don't have a man to look after me. I'm going to be working until the end of my days to a government that doesn't care about me. Okay? Like this is the sad reality of the situation. Is we go out here, we have fun, we do the partying, we do all the bull crap that comes with it. We get a whole lot of baggage, we get in debt, we become increasingly psychotic, and after all of that's done, now we're enlightened individuals who have done our healing and we're looking for a good guy, and now we're a dating coach. Amazing, absolutely amazing work here, madam.
With you and biting you in the ass. So then you have to sit in the pain. Then you choose to sit in the pain and be alone. You have
Okay, I have to pause it again. This idea that you went out there and got with, you know, hooked up with a whole bunch of different dudes off of dating applications because you were trying to numb the pain and you were a victim is complete bullcrap. You went out here and you did it because you found the dudes attractive and it was fun to you. Now it's not so fun because you've run out of time. All right, we have to get off the ride at some point. We have to actually settle down. We have to get off the streets and we have to get a relationship, or we're going to be working until we're 90. That's the situation. It's guys, please do not believe this this victim thing that a lot of these women have going on, where they just somehow they got ran through by a whole bunch of men, and the reason why they did that was because they were trying to numb themselves and they're a victim. Like, get out of here, bro. You did it because you enjoyed it. You did it because you wanted to, which is fine. You're a strong, independent queen of a woman, okay? But the issue is that men actually don't have to take you seriously after you've done that.
to get quiet. So then you have to sit in the pain. Then you choose to sit in the pain and be alone. You have to get quiet with yourself. You have to sit and do the hard work within yourself. Yes, this includes journaling. Yes, this includes reading all of the self-help books.
Right, so now we're on our healing journey after our failed marriage and going through a whole bunch of bad boys.
This means you have to be vulnerable with yourself. You have to be so raw and honest with who you are and why you're doing the things that you're doing, and question everything. Also owning up to your mistakes that you made in your past relationship, because the marriage ended, but it wasn't just one person's fault. And we can all sit and blaming the other person for a little while, I know, but the real healing and growth happens when you look in the mirror and start taking ownership for your part in the failure of that marriage. The more work we do, the quieter our ego gets. This was a beautiful part of my process that I am so grateful for. I never realized how much my ego was leading my life. Yes, I'm still healing. Yes, I'm still single, but I'm really happy. And if you're on this journey, you will get to this place too. You are not alone. I love you, and I'm so incredibly proud of you for doing all of the hard work it takes inside.
Hard work it takes inside. This is something to me that's always been a bit of an oxymoron, okay? It's not hard work. This is reflection, sure. And here comes the whole spiel about healing and about being a better person. And sure, there's some good advice in there, right? Introspection. Who can argue with that? Fantastic. But the problem is the introspection happens at this point now. Now that we're 40, now that we're looking for a man, now the introspection happens. It didn't happen all throughout the party years. You had multiple decades. Get this. Let's do the math on this. multiple decades to introspection. But now that we need something from dudes, now we do the introspection and we start being a good person, etc., etc. Again, this is a woman who is still single. She is a dating coach. Look at this, one-to-one coaching available. But she says, you know, all of the hard work it takes inside. This is something that just really does not make sense to me. People will do absolutely anything but actually change. Right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I hear people like talk about, oh, I got to do all this inner work and blah, blah, blah. It's like, just please be quiet and hit the gym. Just enough of this. Please. I've had enough, man.
So you ever done that thing where you go on a date with a guy that you've been talking to on Tinder for a little bit, and then it's the most magical night that you ever thought could happen, and you guys love all the same things, and he's hilarious and charming and dorky.
Translation, he was attractive and told me what I wanted to hear.
And then you spend 3 hours talking in his truck, and then the next night is 4th of July, and you meet up to watch fireworks, and you have a panic attack for most of the night because you drink too much caffeine, but he's cool with it. He's just chilling, and you just look into his eyes, his green, beautiful eyes, and realize that you are falling so hard, so fast, and it scares you, but you don't care. And then you go on a date Sunday, and you spend all day with him, and he takes you to the arcade, and he takes you bowling, and he takes you out to sushi, and your heart is just constantly fluttering for the whole day.
Okay, so again, this is a woman who is also divorced as well. And you see, this is why these women, like, never actually have a relationship, is because they're always looking for the next thing, right? Because the problem is, let's just say, this is, first of all, this is on Tinder, so it tells you absolutely everything that you need to know. But she's always going to be thinking about dudes like this in her past. If you have a woman who's has done this a couple times on Tinder, well, all of a sudden, you know, the dude who's average, the dude who's, you know, a hardworking guy with good morals, he's no longer as interesting as that one Giga Chad that took her out for a weekend that one time, told her what she needed to hear, and then pumped and dumped her. You see what I'm saying? Like, these women still get attached to these dudes who have no interest in committing to them at all, which I haven't seen this video, but I'm assuming that's where it went, or that's where it's going, but let's keep going.
And then the next night, you still want to spend time with him, so he's on his way to your house right now to pick you up to go to the laundromat because you need to wash your clothes, and he wants to spend time with you, and you just... You ever felt like that? Cause I'm feeling that.
Right, so that's the end of the video. So we have here a divorced woman who's gotten back on the dating application. She's found a dude who she's really attracted to. And you already know this is going to end terribly. Like, you can watch videos like this and you just know that it's going to end absolutely terribly. Because the problem a lot of these women have is they don't actually secure the commitment up front. They go out, they have a whole bunch of fun with these dudes. They have their you know, a few weeks or whatever, and this is exactly how a situationship starts, right? They give themselves to dudes who just take them to the bowling alley or out to some fireworks, and before you know it, she's being strung along for 6 months complaining about the fact that she can't get a relationship. It is amazing stuff, absolutely amazing. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Don't forget to take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.